You see that difference between those two wines, the pre-shake and the post-shake? Absolutely incredible, that difference in those two wines. What we're going to do tonight is we're actually going to show you how to blend that wine. How to blend two left feet or sip it forward so that you get an idea of what it's done. When Sarah and I made sip it forward, alright, that blend, or two left feet, when we make that wine, it's just, we actually make our three other wines that we've got, which is the Scooter, the Maitre D and the Boxer. Alright? We make those three wines and we make them completely, and then we blend those three wines together to make two left feet / sip it forward. Alright? So for us, when Sarah and I make those wines, our blend of those wines is actual fact, two left feet, the one that you're just drinking now, is 65% of the Boxer, 18% the Maitre D and 17% the Scooter. Alright, that's how we made it. Okay? So what we're going to do now, as you can see, across the back of your table. Now what you're going to need to do now is pair up, right? And or pair up and a few others if there's not enough. But pair up. Taste through the wines at the back of the table. Now what you've got there is you've got the 2008 Scooter, which is our Merlot. Alright, now this is the picture of the Scooter here. Now, if you haven't seen the Scooter is me racing scooters when I was a 20-year-old. Now, it wasn't one of these, wasn't a Razor, you know, like on the picture. It was who put your hand up if you had a scooter when you were a kid? You know those ones with the big wheels like that? You push them around the neighbourhood, right? I mean, us oldies, we all had them, right? Well, when I was 20, I was road racing scooters, right? So you can imagine that I was road racing 30 kilometres, in your language 20 miles, right? You can imagine road racing scooter 20 miles. Unless you change legs every once in a while, you end up with one very big leg and one small leg, alright? You've got to change legs as you go along. So have a taste of that. That's the Scooter, is the first one at the back, right? That's our 2008 Merlot. Now the order forms are in the middle of the table there. If you want to order any wines tonight, do not give your order forms to me, alright? Because you won't get the wines. Right? Give your order forms to Mum, right, and she'll make sure everything gets looked after. You give it to me, I guarantee we'll catch up sometime, but we may not have got the wine, okay? So give your order forms to Mum. So that's the Scooter. The next wine, now while you're tasting those wines, what you need to do is think about how would you blend those wines, alright? So the next wine in the lineup is the Maitre D. You'll see the Maitre D is in the middle. The Maitre D is a Cabernet. Alright? Now the picture of the Maitre D is me working as a left-handed waiter, trying to earn enough money so that I could go to college, alright, to do winemaking. Alright? Now, let me just show you a little bit about label design. When we first came up with the designs for Molly Duca, Sarah said to me, Sparky, I'm going to take over label design for the company. And I'm like, but honey, you're a winemaker. She's an incredible winemaker. She said, I understand that, but none of the designers would do what I would ask them, so I've sacked them. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not sure why you're actually asking me. You are doing design. You know, this is how the design works out. When we design the bottles like here, Sarah designed these big, so when you put these wines, is anybody in wine retail? Does anybody own a retail shop at all? Anybody own no retail shop? Okay. Okay. Look, when retailers get these wines, they don't know whether to put the label down this way around or this way around, right? The reason why we did that is because what we found in our research is that, it's funny when you think about this, if you can get someone in a retail shop, if they pick up a bottle of wine in a retail shop, and in order to see the full label, they're going to have to pick it up, right? They're 25% likely to buy that bottle of wine, right? What we also found is that if people put two hands on a bottle of wine in a retail shop, they're 75% likely to buy it. So we designed all of our back labels sideways, right? So if you want, in Australia we call that stacking everything in our favour, right? The other thing that Sarah did in the design work of the labels is if you've ever been in a restaurant, had a bottle of wine, and then the next morning thought, what was that bottle of wine? You know what? I can't remember what it was. So, I mean, I'm like that. I've got no memory, right? I only got 27% for English. I've worked out why I became a winemaker. It was because you didn't need to know how to spell. Just drink, right? And I majored in drinking at college, Right, so that worked out well, and then I just had to learn a little bit about chemistry and stuff like that. So what Sarah did was, for all of us that don't have memories, is on the back of all of our wines, she put these tear-out strips, right, on the back of all of our wines. So when you have our wine in a restaurant now, you can just tear out the tear-out strip. It's got the name, vintage, variety. It's got our website, so you can just go straight to the website and you can order it. Now, in terms of ordering from our website, for us, our website is actually based in Napa. Right? We actually have a temperature-controlled warehouse facility in Napa. So if you order from us, get the order from the mum, don't remember. If you order from us, it comes from our temperature-controlled warehouse in Napa. We're not shipping it to you from Australia, right? Just from Napa. Okay, so where it goes. Okay, so that's the Maitre D', which is the Cabernet. Okay, and the third wine in the lineup there is the Boxer. Now the Boxer is our Shiraz. You'll recognise the Boxer because when you look at the picture of the Boxer, he's got two left gloves, right? So he's a double Molly Duca, right? Now as Mum said on this one here, when we first released this wine wine was awarded Best Value Wine in the World under $20. When we released it second year round, Best Value Wine in the World under $25. Last year it was Best Shiraz on American Wine List, and this one's just been awarded, you know, Wine Spectator's Wine of the Week and Best Buy and all that sort of stuff. So that'll be a bit of fun. Okay. So while you're tasting those three wines, remember that by the time you've actually tasted the violinist, which you had at the front door coming in, our one and only white wine we make, you've tasted the two left feet at the front, and now you've tasted the Scooter, the Maitre D' and the Boxer. You've actually tasted all of our new release wines for the year. Right? We didn't make any of our high-end wines in 2008, none of them at all, because in 2008 we had, in our month of harvest, we had 16 days in a row over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. 16 consecutive days. See if you, put your hand up if you think this is good for winemaking. 16 consecutive days over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It wasn't even good for humans, let alone winemaking. Right? And anyway, we harvested enough material to make 105,000 cases and only made 52. Right? We believe we made the wines that we've made, the lefty wines that you've just tasted through, are the best lefty wines that we have ever made because of the process that ended up going through that. You know, we basically culled out half of our total production and just did that. But what we have done for tonight is we actually brought along our high-end wines from last year. We had kept some stock back, right, which is pretty much only available on our website. We're in a couple of retail stores here in California today, and they don't have any at all. Right, so we haven't got any on release. It's really only available either ordering it here or on our website, you know, and it'll get delivered from our Napa warehouse. Okay, so now what you need to do then is, thinking of those three wines that you've just tasted, Scooter, Maitre D' and Boxer, partner up and think about how would you blend that wine together, right? In what percentages would you blend it together? Now on your table, Sarah, my wife, she's incredible. She can taste wines like you just done there, and she blends it in her mind, right? She is an absolutely incredible blender. I can't do that. For me, I always use measuring cylinders and beakers, all right? So, on your table, what we're going to do now is think about the blend that you would make, and then we're going to make it up, but we're going to make it up in a 300ml volume, and then we're going to test that blend on everybody on your table, all right? And then we're going to come up with the best blend at your table for the night. Okay? So what you're going to need to do is, on your tasting mat, you can see on your tasting mat, there is a My Sip It Forward blend spot written down there. Right? Think about what percentage you'd want to do. Now, I'll give you what Sarah and I did. For Sarah and I, we had 17% Scooter, 18% Maitre D', and 65% Boxer was our blend to create that Sip It Forward blend. 17% Scooter, 18% Maitre D', 65% Boxer. That was Sarah's and mine. Now you don't have to do that, right? So just think, you can do what yeah, I mean that'll be good. That's truth. That's tested. Right, we've tested that one out. Okay, because we're going to make it up into 300ml, the percentages you've made on the mat there, it says multiply it by 3, and that'll give you the total number of mils you need to make up a 300ml blend. Right? So then use your measuring cylinder, the new bottles on the table. Right? You won't need to do the Molly Duca shake with them, because the mixing will do the molly-duga shape, and your measuring cylinder. You'll come up with a 300 ml blend in your beaker.